Hello everybody, my name is Lena and welcome back to another video. So, today we're going to have a bit of a more relaxed video. I want to talk to you about my favorite standalones. I'm only going to include like 10 books because I realized that I don't read quite as much standalones as I believe. So yeah, let's just jump into it. So, first one we have World War Z by Max Brooks. You're probably going to recognize this one because of the movie, but I've got to say the movie has nothing to do with the book. Well, the title is kind of correct. And you know, we have this kind of different stories. It's about basically interviews with people that actually survived the apocalypse. So if you're into zombies, I will really give it a try because I love it. Next we have two Neil Gaiman books. I'm including them in kind of the same category. That will be Good Omens and Neverwhere. I love Neil Gaiman. He's one of my favorite authors. Every single one of his books could be in this list, but I wanted to include American Gods, but it has kind of a companion, so I will just go with Neverwhere. In Neverwhere we follow Richard. He just falls through this crack in London to an alternative kind of creepy London, and it's great. I don't want to tell too much because, you know, it's a standalone, and I actually discovered this week that it has like an adaptation. What? Next we have Recursion by Blake Crouch. I read this one this year and it turns out it's one of my favorites because I'm a huge fan of Blake Crouch. Well, more fan of his more recent works, but I found Recursion just to be exactly the kind of book that I enjoy, and it was just like perfect. It's this kind of sci-fi thriller. It's really hard to explain, but basically we have, you know, our world, but some people are starting to get like different memories, like it was, you know, some of these, you know, like parallel universe. It's great. I gotta say, my favorite Blake Crouch book is Wayward Pines, the first one. Oh, love that one. Next, you're going to be tired of hearing about this book already, but we have 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. I just read it in October and it was great. You're probably, you know, like pretty bored about me talking about this book, but in the 10,000 Doors we follow January. When she was like 7 or 8 years old, she finds this door leading to another world, and with the years passing she kind of forgets about the door, but when she turns 17 she finds this book called The 10,000 Doors telling the story about another of the doors, and it was great. I highly recommend this one. Please read this one. It's a necessity. Do it. The next one will be Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. I actually enjoy Elantris, well, not more than Mistborn, but more than the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, The Final Empire. This was actually my first book by Sanderson and I loved it. I really like when there's this kind of hidden magic and, you know, ruined cities. I love it. And yeah, Elantris has all these things but combined. I really like it. I don't know how this kind of priest was called, but he was so interesting. I can't recall his name right now, but he was so interesting, and you know, I loved every single one of the points of view. I really like Elantris and I think that it's so underrated, and I don't know why, because it's great. What happened to you people? The next one is a book by a Spanish author. It's called The Last Passenger by Manuel Loureiro. Manuel Loureiro is one of my favorite authors, but this is quite an unpopular opinion because every single Manuel Loureiro fan hates this book, and I love it. I think it's one of my favorites by him. But yeah, I really like, this kind of, I don't care if it's a book or a movie or a video game about ghost ships. If you haven't played Man of Medan, which is from the same creators as Until Dawn, try it because it's great. I really like, this kind of, not so much as paranormal, but this ruined ship that's sinking in there. I love it. So yeah, in this book we have this kind of mystery surrounding this ship, which has been missing for like, I don't know, 80 years it was. It's actually a Nazi ship, so But yeah, these people are trying to investigate how it disappears, and of course they find it in the middle of the ocean, just waiting for them to get on board. I read it in like one sitting because it was so interesting. Now we have a real special one. This is House of Leaves by Mark C. Danielowski, and this book is just so fucking weird. It's so weird and I love it. I don't know if it is because of the, this kind of weird format, but I love it. I find this story so creepy. Sometimes, just reading how the main protagonist changes throughout reading the story, because if you don't know, this is a book within a film, within a book. It's hard to read, I've gotta say, and it's quite long, but it's so weird. I love it. I love it. The main focus is about this house. You know what's weird about the house? That it's bigger on the inside than on the outside, like the TARDIS, but in a creepy way. The man who lives in there just starts to explore the house, and he finds these weird corridors, and you have that, which is kind of a documentary. And then we have another man just writing a book about that documentary. And then we have our protagonist making notes about the work of the previous one in the documentary. It's quite hard, I know, but it's great. I highly recommend this one. Just give it a try, because it's kind of written within this weird text. It has colored text, backwards text. It's weird, but it's great. Next, we have The Mystery of Salem Slot. This is my favorite Stephen King book because I love vampires. They are kind of this really weird thing I love. But I found that this book just describes them so well and makes them so creepy. And this kind of slowly transforming whole town. I love it. I love this in every single format. There's actually an anime that is heavily inspired on this one, that is called Shiki, I believe. I'm not quite sure. And it has the same premise, and it's also great. Just please, if you like King or you like vampires, try The Mystery of Salem Slot. And second to last will be Dracula by Bram Stoker. As I said, I love vampires and I love weird formats in books. When there are just, this kind of letters and that sort of thing, I love it. Really like the Illuminated files actually too, because of the format, not quite as much because of the story, but that's for another day. I love Dracula. I love gothic horror. Everyone knows about Dracula, so if you haven't read it, read it. The last one, this wasn't in any particular order, but this one is number one. Like, number one. 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is one of the best books I've ever read. It has every element of a book that I loved, just condensed in there. It has sci-fi, it has a murder mystery, it has paranoia. I love it. If you don't know what Seventh Deaths is about, we have our main protagonist and he's trying to figure out who'll kill Evelyn Hardcastle, but each day he wakes up in a different body. Yeah, it's kind of hard to understand. In the first chapters I started really lost, but the end is just like plot twist after plot twist after plot twist, and it's great. I love when the mystery is just condensed in this kind of mansion or a big house. It just reminds me so much of like Agatha Christie, and I loved every single page of this book. I'm actually really wanted to reread it in January or December, I don't know when, but I really have to because it was so good. Chef kiss. I don't know why, but I've been doing the chef kiss all day. What's wrong with me? So yeah, those are all my favorite standalones. So let me know if you have a new one that I should definitely pick up, because you know, it's never too late to find a new favorite. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!